Okay, our next problem says if PQ is perpendicular to PS, PQ perpendicular to PS, PQ is parallel to SR, angle SQR equal to 28 degrees, angle QRT equal to 65 degrees. We need to find out X and Y. Once again, we begin with what we have been given in the problem. Okay. So we've been given this angle. I think we can find this angle using external angle theorem. So we say that in triangle QRS, you can say angle SQR plus angle QSR equal to the sum of both of them is equal to the external angle, which is QRT. This is by your external angle theorem. SQR is given as 28 degrees. We need to find out QSR, and QRT is given as 65 degrees. So I take 28 degrees on the other side, it becomes negative. 65 degrees minus 28 degrees comes to 37 degrees. Okay, so angle QSR is equal to 37 degrees. Now we have got this one as 37 degrees. Now we have been given, now you can say PQ is parallel to SR, and which is given. So we can say thus angle PQS is equal to angle QSR. How? PQS is equal to QSR. How? Alternate interior angles. So these are alternate interior angles. Okay, and we know QSR is equal to 37 degrees. This implies that X is equal to 37 degrees. Okay, since PQS is equal to X, and you can say QSR is equal to 37 degrees. So we get X, we've got X over here. What else we have been given? Solve it over here. We have been given that PQ is perpendicular to PS. Okay, PQ perpendicular to PS, which means this particular angle is 90 degrees. So we say in triangle PQS, angle SPQ plus angle PQS plus angle QSP, you can say QSP equal to 180 degrees, and this is by your angle sum property of triangle. SPQ equal to 90 degrees. PQS we have just found out is equal to 37 degrees. QSP is what we need to find out, that is Y. Everything is equal to 180 degrees. 90 plus 37 is 127, so we take that on the other side, becomes negative. And 180 degrees minus 127 degrees gives us 53 degrees. So this implies that Y is equal to 53 degrees, since angle QSP is equal to Y. Got it? So we get both X and Y by using external angle theorem and also by using angle sum property. So our next question is side QR of triangle PQR is produced to point S if the bisectors of angle PQR and PRS meet at point T. That means QT and RT are bisectors. QT is a bisector of angle PQR and RT is a bisector of angle PRS. Then prove that angle QTR is half of angle QPR. It's a slightly tricky problem. Let's see how to solve it. Let's begin by taking the angle sum property, since we are hardly given anything in this problem. Solution. So in triangle PQR, angle QPR plus angle PQR plus angle PRQ equal to 180 degrees. Angle sum property of triangle. We take this as 1. And in triangle QTR, angle QTR plus angle TQR plus angle QRT is equal to 180 degrees. Again, angle sum property of triangle. Mark this as 2. So all I've done is I've taken these two triangles and I've used the angle sum property. This angle plus this angle plus this angle is 180 degrees. Then this angle plus this angle plus this angle is 180 degrees. That's all. Now from 1 and 2 we can say 1 and 2 we can say that, see, both of them are equal to 180 degree. That means both should be equal to each other. So we can say angle QPR plus angle PQR plus angle PRQ, full thing, is equal to this, because both of them are equal to 180 degrees. So I am writing this whole thing down. Angle QTR plus angle TQR plus angle QRT. Understood till here? Now we know that QT is the angle bisector of PQR. So we can say that we have got PQR over here. So let's move to this triangle, because this is going to be our focus, that is triangle QTR. So I want to get rid of so many terms. See, we just need this much. Okay, we need, let's see if we have got it. We need QPR, it is here, and we need QTR, which is here. So they should be on opposite ends and we've got them. Only thing that needs to be a half. Let's not worry about that half right now. Let's worry about removing what is extra over here. Let's see how we can do that. So PQR can be written as 2 times angle TQR, because QT is the bisector. So I'll write angle QPR is equal to 2 times angle TQR plus angle PRQ. The rest I keep the same. And the reason is over here we can say angle PQR is equal to 2 times angle TQR, since QT bisects angle PQR, and that is given. Now we've got that. Now if we bring TQR this side, it becomes negative. We bring this over here and then we are left with QPR plus angle TQR plus angle PRQ equal to angle QTR and angle QRT on this end. So 2 times TQR minus 1 time TQR gives you 1 TQR. Okay, angle TQR. Our next step will bring this PRQ on the other side. So we, on the left hand side, will only have QPR plus angle TQR, and this we take on the other side. So we'll keep this over here, angle QTR plus angle QRT minus angle PRQ. Okay, now have a look at this particular part. Angle QRT minus angle PRQ. So this is one big angle. This angle is equal to this angle plus this angle. So if we minus this big angle and if we take out this part from this big angle TRQ, then we are left with this particular angle. So in place of this we can write this whole thing again. We write this angle, that is angle PRT. Okay, and the reason we give over here that angle QRT is equal to angle PRT, this one, plus angle PRQ. Okay, so this full angle QRT can be written as equal to QRP plus TRP or PRT, whatever. Okay, so in this case what we have done is we have only taken this part, this side. When we take PRQ on the left hand side, it becomes negative. So angle QRT minus PRQ gives us PRT, which is over here. Our next step is we add angle QTR on both sides. So now we add angle QTR on both sides. Okay, why do we do that? See, what we are left with, we have a look. QPR, something that we need. QTR, that is also what we need. What is extra? TQR, which is this angle. TQR, okay, of this triangle, and that is our left hand side. On the right hand side we are left with PRT. So we are left with PRT, this angle. So this angle, and we are left with TQR, this angle and this particular angle. We are left with these two angles. We don't need either one of them. Okay, so we need to get rid of them. So we need half of QPR. So in this case what I have done is I have added QTR on both sides to balance. Okay, so you add them on both sides, it gets balanced, and we write it as, I'll write it over here, here. Okay, so angle QPR plus angle TQR plus angle QTR equal to angle QTR plus angle QTR, the extra one, plus angle PRT. Of course this then gets added up, both of them. Okay, and we write the same thing again, angle QPR plus angle TQR plus angle QTR equal to 2 times angle QTR plus angle PRT. Now if we have a look, we have got these two angles. Okay, I'll just mark them. TQR on the, look at the left hand side, TQR, and we have got QTR, this and this of this particular triangle. Okay, now we can use the external angle theorem, which says what? External angle of this particular triangle QTR is TRS. This angle will be equal to the sum of these two angles, and they are over here. So we can write angle QPR, but instead of these two we write angle TRS, because they are equal to this external angle, equal to 2 times angle QTR, and we can write angle PRT equal to TRS. Why? Because RT is the angle bisector of PRS. So instead of writing PRT, I'm going to write this as TRS. Got it? So the reason I can write this over here, okay, that angle TQR plus angle QTR is equal to angle TRS, and that is the external angle theorem. For the second reason, we say that angle TRS is equal to angle PRT. Why? Because RT bisects angle PRS. Got it? Now that we are over here, now these are equal, so these get cancelled out, and we are left with this angle QPR is equal to 2 times angle QTR. Okay, and this is multiplied into this, so we can take it down over here, it gets divided, and we can write this as half angle QPR is equal to QTR. So with this we end our chapter on lines and angles. I hope the videos have been informative and you have learnt a great deal about how to solve and apply properties of lines and angles. Thank you for watching.